Now look, I know there are a lot of how to read a tape measure videos out there, and let's face it, it's not the most exciting topic. Not? I freaking love tape measures. My wife got me this tiny tape measure a few years back for my birthday. I was ecstatic. There's just something so satisfying about a good tape measure. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, people can get pretty far in life without knowing how to read a tape measure, to the point of feeling embarrassed because you feel like you should know by now, and you don't even want to ask anyone at this point. The truth is, most people don't have a reason to read a tape measure on a daily basis. But if you're in theater, you definitely do. So time for your tape measure crash course. To start with, we'll be working in inches. Would your measuring life be way easier if we adopted the metric system? Absolutely. But I digress. There are 12 inches in a foot, and each inch can be broken down further and further into half units. 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, and so on. When I read a measurement, I'll start with the largest unit and work my way down. So for instance, I'll say that something is 2 feet, 8 and 1/4 inches. Now that's interchangeable with saying that something is 32 1/4 inches. So depending on the purpose, or which is easier for you to remember that time, that's what you use. Once you get up to 100 inches, or likely much sooner, you'll just want to use the feet and inches format. Now, the part that really trips people up. Reading the little lines. So let's zoom in on an inch. It's really not too complicated when you break it down. I mean, each line is half the measurement of the bigger line before it. So 1/2 an inch, you can probably guess it, is the one in the middle. And then from there it breaks down to 1/4, and then 2/4, or 1/2 inch, and then 3/4. From there you break it down into eighths, 1/8, 3/8, 5/8, 7/8, and then the simplified fractions in between. And then the most you'd ever really want to break it down is 16ths. But I've always been told, and always told my students, that you just round to the nearest eighth, because of the scale we're working in theater. And it's served me pretty well so far. That's great news for you, because that means you don't even have to worry about those tiniest lines on there. In fact, someone should make a tape measure that only goes down to eighths. If you know of one, let me know in the comments, because I'll hit them up for a sponsorship. Now the absolute best tip I have for you is to just get a tape measure that has the 1/8 inch increments labeled on there. Is it cheating? Maybe. But oftentimes cheating is just a grumpy old hater's word for innovation. And from scripts, we know the best way to read something is by reading the correct lines over and over. So I'm a big advocate for the cheating tape measure. Oh, and this little guy. Don't let it trip you up. It moves because when you're measuring on the inside of something, the thickness of the hook is included. When you're on the outside, the hook isn't included. So it moves with the thickness of the hook to compensate. If you found this helpful, check out some of my tool tutorials or see a tape measure in action while building actor blocks. And be sure to subscribe for more technical theater content. Until next time, do me a favor, have yourself a super day.